What's up guys, welcome back to Ride the Coffee Bean. Today we are in Budapest, Hungary, one of the cities in Europe with the most specialty coffee shops. So finding good coffee here is pretty easy. But with this many shops to choose from, how do you know which ones are worth a visit?
Lucky for you, we've been here for a few days and we've tried as many coffee shops as we could, nearly overdosing on caffeine and losing sleep just so that we could show you which ones are the best and the most unique ones you can go to first. By the end of this video, you will have a good idea of the coffee culture here in Budapest, with its many different styles and atmosphere you can choose from depending on what you're looking for. We start with Kontakt, one of the first coffee shops in the city. They are situated in a quiet street at the heart of Budapest. They opened 10 years ago and roast their own coffee.
My name is Peter, I'm the owner of Kontakt Coffee Shop and Control Coffee Roastery. The concept of Kontakt was one side to brew the best espresso as we can, trying to showcase people what coffee can do. And the other side was, as the name suggests, making personal contacts and having relationships. And that's been there for the past 10 years. Currently we roast our own coffee. What we are focusing on is anything that's seasonal and interesting for us. We keep changing our green coffee suppliers also according to where we can find something interesting. My partner Roland, who used to be the shop manager here and barista, he became our roaster. He's selecting the green coffees. His concept is being really consistent and being super laid back.
Well, it's so good, super refreshing.
They also have a restaurant with a lot of fresh and tasty healthy food. Next is another founding pillar of the Budapest specialty coffee scene, Tamp and Pool. Many locals and baristas recommended it to us, so we had to pay them a visit and learn more about them. It's a cute small place with a vintage look.
This store is one of the oldest specialty coffee shops here in Budapest. We are 13 years old right now.
Tamp and Pool are pioneers in promoting high-quality coffee in Budapest.
We try to stay true to that and cater to the kind of people that enjoy like specialty coffee for what it is and not like overly sweet drinks and Starbucks-like drinks, so we don't really compromise with that. We try to convince people to try the coffee without sugar. We keep like a cheap option for people who really want to try the espresso itself.
Tamp and Pool is also a place where some of the best people of the national coffee scene have worked.
The first owner was Attila Molnár. He is a four-time Hungarian barista championship winner. He also owns the roastery that we use. So we only use light roasted coffee. We have two grinders for espresso. We always have one more classical option and more acidic option for people to choose. We just added the espresso martini and espresso gin tonic to the menu. Other specialty coffee shops don't really have alcoholic drinks, and it's very interesting because in like bars where you could try an espresso martini, for example, they don't make it with specialty coffee. So we are one of the only places where you can try that right now.
Espresso martini. Oh, that is really good.
If you like to pair your coffee with a more gastronomical and sophisticated experience, you will be happy at Edison and Jupiter.
My name is Nora and I'm the owner of this coffee shop. We opened 1 year ago. The concept of our coffee shop is to showcase everything that is the highest end in Hungary. So we are working with small producers, family farms for the kitchen, and also all our coffees are roasted here locally with different roasters. We are hiring roasters to roast coffee for ourselves. The coffee is our own, and we are giving into the hand of different roasters to see who makes out what from it. We call ourselves a gastrolab because we are always doing very innovative style food. For example, for the moment we have a baklava cheesecake, which is an infusion of Turkish cuisine with American one, and then also we have several Hungarian style foods. Brioche buns, for example, are our specialty, and we are making brunch food from all these brioches.
Edison and Jupiter is not just about great coffee, but also about supporting Hungarian culture and local producers.
Everything you see in store is made by Hungarian artists and showcasing Hungarian craftsmanship. So, for example, the lamps, the paintings, or the ceramics that are here are all made by Hungarians.
It's a beautiful, classy place with a great atmosphere. Sometimes they even host live music. Right by the famous cathedral on the high street, Koz is a tiny place with a lot of options. They have a different coffee for each brewing method. One for the batch brew, the cold drip, and the V60. If you're an absolute coffee geek who wants to taste exciting flavors, discover exclusive coffees, and have a chat with passionate baristas, this shop is for you.
We try to do everything in-house to control the process. We source the coffee, we roast the coffee. We designed a space that really encourages customer interaction. It's a very open area. We can have conversations with people. The main concept is we offer great coffee and a great conversation. We wanted to encourage people to just sit down, enjoy their coffee, maybe even think about their coffee, and if they want to talk about it, we're here. We have a house blend, which is not something that you see in Budapest like very often. Then we have the crown jewel of this coffee shop, which is natural processed Panama geisha.
My personal favorite profiles are mainly for like coffees for filtered, and in that one, like mainly like African coffees. But basically like to roast everything, every kind of like taste.
If, for some reason, you need a break from all this coffee, they have you covered with other delicious drinks, such as an incredible matcha latte. Last but not least, near the iconic Parliament, you'll find another place to have good coffee. Madal. Madal has been established in Budapest since a long time now and turned into a chain with 3 shops around the city. They roast their own coffee and have their own brand. There, you can also find everything you need about coffee, from equipment to all kinds of beans from various local roasters. It's a great place to shop for coffee bags. Many coffee shops in Budapest are serving their coffee.
That's super juicy. Oh, I love when you find like these juicy, clean Kenyan espressos. Not a lot of people have them. This is amazing.
This coffee shop brand is one of the oldest in Hungary, so it's a big brand in Budapest. It is a unique atmosphere and to make good coffee.
These were the coffee shops we had time to visit. But before we learn more about the local coffee culture, here's a few extra shops we also wanted to mention. Espresso Embassy was recommended to us by many locals. It has several locations in the city. My Little Melbourne, a cool Australian-type coffee shop with a laid-back vibe, interesting beans, and even ice cream. We also stumbled upon the Goat Herder, a cozy little cafe with a more intimate atmosphere.
You can never have enough coffee.
Finally, more modern and classy, we found Kavetarsasag, with a wide open bar, different types of roast, and a huge selection of specialty beans from all over the world. They also have another shop downstairs with coffee equipment. As you can see, Budapest has quite a few coffee shops. But what is the local coffee culture like? Influenced by Italy and the Viennese Empire, Hungarians prefer traditional espressos and milk drinks. Changing these traditions can take some time. Are the locals interested in specialty coffee?
They're not always the most receptive to change. That definitely had an effect on the specialty scene.
Specialty coffee industry had lots of effort and time put into it to educate the people.
It is really becoming popular now, but most people, especially the older generations, are still used to Italian dark roasted coffee. It's hard to convince them.
Despite these challenges, specialty coffee is expanding in the capital.
As you can see, there are lots of wonderful coffee shops in Hungary. I think regionally we are doing really, really well.
Now we have lots of specialty coffee shops in Budapest, way more than anyone would expect, I think, from an Eastern European country.
We are in a phase where it has already grown quite big. You don't need to explain people what specialty coffee is, and you don't need to search hard to find a specialty coffee. It's luckily expanding not only amongst the young people, but it's quite range. Like also here, we have regulars from 18 to 55 or even older. It's a really wide range of people who are interested in specialty coffee. When it started like 12, 13 years ago, it was in the first 3-4 years, it was really like a closed coffee circle. All of the baristas and coffee shop owners, they knew each other. We were sharing information.
We still lack a little bit of like industry organization. It's more like all of these roasters and cafes competing with each other instead of coming together as one industry.
If the specialty scene hasn't come together as a community yet, it is just a matter of time. The coffee culture is always evolving as people get curious to try new types of beans, roasts, and brewing methods.
What we see now is that there has been a very good trend for light roast coffees, but in the past few months or years, it's going down more to medium roast or a little bit of a darker roast.
Many people like the Italian roasted coffee, so the dark roasted, but I think it becomes better for year to year.
It's kind of like changing now. There are more people like to drink filters than before.
These were some of our favorite coffee shops here in Budapest, and they were also recommended to us by locals. So when you're here, you know where to start.
Budapest has so many coffee shops that you can visit a new one every single day for weeks on end without returning to the same one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, give us a thumbs up, click subscribe and ring the bell if you want to keep exploring the world of coffee with us. And we'll see you
in the next one.
episode. Peace!